Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the podcast. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow our channel, and as we continue on with the podcast, we want to start new forms of content. We want to start posting our work here on YouTube. So if you want to see some of that and continue supporting the podcast, please subscribe. Enjoy the episode. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Exordia Creative Podcast. You might be noticing that this is far better audio than our last podcast. Whoops. Anyway, we're back. We're here. Let's crack a bubbly.
Let's do it. Yeah, so what happened on the technical side?
So as of right now, we're recording this podcast straight to my laptop. And so when you're recording something, there you can figure out what input you want. And so the default input is just the MacBook internal microphone. Oh. So it was recording our voices down there.
Yeah, that explains it.
So that would
it wasn't brutal.
I didn't listen to it. I couldn't listen back to it.
I mean, I wouldn't watch 30 minutes.
Yeah. Do you ever watch our podcast?
Not the full ones, but I always check on them.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, well, like, I edit them, right? So, like, I have to listen through them. Well, not the entire thing. Like, I kind of clip at the end. But I'll, like, jump into the middle and see what's going on.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to look back on way later, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in.
Do you still like doing this? You still like the pod?
It's fun, right? Yeah. Why not just go on here, talk?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's fun.
Viewership?
It's getting there.
We're getting there.
Better. We're getting comments, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
We got some suggestions, actually. Thank you for people leaving comments. We really appreciate that. The first comment was about you guys would rather us look at you or address the camera a little more, and I jumped in there and left a comment. Said, we're going to try a 2-camera system. Yeah. We got to work out the details on that, but we can try it. I'm worried about the editing process and how much more that'll add. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens there. And then the other one, guys, that you guys said was that at 30 minutes, it always cuts to our logo. And that's not because we want to advertise our logo or anything. You're watching an Exordia Creative Podcast. You know who we are. But my camera has a 30-minute recording limit. And so it shuts off after 30 minutes. I'm working on figuring out how we can get around it. I know some people do. It's not high on my priority list, but eventually that will be changed.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. The two camera system was always like our end goal. Mm-hmm. That's what we wanted. When you watch like a really high production budget podcast, it seems really fluid because whoever's talking, usually the camera's on them. Yeah. And they have a central camera like this.
Exactly.
So if we could only have one, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But if we have a second camera, or a third camera, one for each of us. Yeah. That's when it gets kind of more fluid. Yeah. We're working on it, guys. We appreciate it though in the meantime.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys even leaving comments and suggestions. One of I forget what your name is. Sorry about that, but I have no idea who she is. So kind of cool that she was watching our podcast. Okay. I know she's local, so cool. Shout out to you.
What did she say?
She was the one that left the comment about maybe addressing the camera more or looking at the camera more. So we can turn like this if you want, and we can look at you like that. Anyway, thanks for the feedback, guys. What's good?
I just had a dentist appointment.
Ooh, how'd it go? I have one in December.
It was good. The dentist was like decked out in PPE.
Okay. Yep.
I feel bad for anybody who has to walk around in that all day. Honestly, like we're so lucky. I mean, good appointment, standard checkup. Didn't get a polish because they don't want to do anything like kind of vanity or not super necessary. Yeah. So kind of a scam that you have to pay full price, not get a polish.
Oh, it's full price, no polish.
Yeah.
What is it, like $224?
It's about $200.
Yeah.
I got talked into buying a new toothbrush, an electric toothbrush.
I've had one for years, dude.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I used to have one too. Kind of funny. The dentist is like, this is going to sound like a huge flex. She's like, your hygiene is too good. You're brushing too hard at this one spot near the back. And what's funny is I'm like, I think I see a trend here. My mom's dentist told her in the past, hey, just chill with the brushing. You're going too hard. Yeah. So like it runs in the family. The dentist is like, oh, it's funny you say that. There's like a really strong correlation between moms and their kids' brushing habits.
Interesting.
It's like whatever your dad does, oral hygiene doesn't matter. Yeah. It's all your mom. If she's good, you're good. If she's bad, you're bad.
Do you think that's because when you were younger, she was probably the one that kind of taught you how to brush teeth? Or like, how does that work? Is it biological?
I don't know. Like in my case, I don't really remember. Both my parents kind of had a role in it. But I'm sure there's some people who only learn from their dad. Yeah. But he said like the evidence is really like strong that it's towards the mom. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. So like my mom and I are just like high strung individuals, I guess. We just get in there.
Nicole,
So I gotta
chill on the brushing.
Yeah, that's why the electric, he's like, just hold it.
Yeah.
Don't scrub.
My electric one, I bought it when I was in university. I still have it. I just swap out the heads every like couple months or whatever.
They give a really good deal. Like,
yeah, dude.
go to your dentist. And buy it.
They're literally like pushing them. Like, I'm sure they get some kind of kickback, but I got
100%.
mine for like $100, I think, maybe, or like less.
Yeah.
And it got a whole gift bag.
Yeah.
Full of stuff. Yeah, it was fantastic. So, but mine, when I do it, I have an Oral-B one. I'm not sure which one
I think it's Oral-B. Yeah.
And it flashes red if you start brushing too hard.
Okay.
So it kind of gives you like, yo, slow down.
Yeah, this one is something like that too.
But yeah.
I go a little crazy in there sometimes.
Yeah,
I guess.
chill out.
Yeah.
The really high end ones have like Bluetooth, and they'll send you like your activity, the map of your mouth, and all that. Crazy.
I don't know if I have that.
You don't. Probably not. If it was less than $100, I doubt it.
It was like 150.
Those are like $300-$400 brushes. Cool.
Yeah.
Dentist time.
It is what it is. I was super late because I was supposed to have an appointment like right when everything started shutting down.
Yeah.
And then I pushed off booking it. And
yeah.
Teeth are clean.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Nice. Sarah just got her. She just got a cleaning, and then she booked me for sometime in December.
Nice.
So we're all set.
A little Christmas present.
Yeah. December 10th. I'll be in the chair. Exciting. All right, let's jump into this list, guys. You're going to notice different color stickies.
Same amount of topics.
Same amount of topics, though. So I just briefed Jared on this. Jared didn't know about this, but we're going to jump into it anyway. The Burger King Twitch ad. For those of you that know, these fast food chains are going off on social media. Everybody's kind of got their own little platform that they play on. And Burger King decided to hop on Twitch. For those of you that don't know what Twitch is, it's a streaming platform. A lot of gamers use it. You can make a really healthy income if you were to record yourself playing video games. What a time to be alive. So basically what Burger King decided to do, they had a shoestring budget for this marketing campaign. And there's this text-to-speech feature where you can text in a message to the streamer, and then that message gets played on the stream live.
Right.
So like the minimum bid is like $5 or whatever, and they'll do it. So what they were doing is they would pay the minimum $5, and then they would type out some kind of message. The purpose of it was to promote their app and their online ordering and all that stuff.
Sure.
So they would say, you can get a Whopper for $5 or something like that and a side of fries. Visit your local Burger King or whatever for details.
Who would say that?
So you'd text it into the gamers. They would just go on all these really high view count gamers. So they'd have like 40,000 people in the stream, whatever. And then they would pay the $5 and broadcast the message.
Oh.
In the stream.
I thought Burger King was hosting the stream.
No.
So they were going into popular rooms.
Yeah.
Then paying to.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now there's this large debate, marketers versus the streamers and the streaming platform. So technically this goes against Twitch's guide. Like, you can't just put ads anywhere you want, right? So it is breaking those rules. As a marketer, I think it's brilliant. They probably paid very little money. It is a little spammy, though.
Yeah.
It is a little spammy. I don't know if I really want to be hearing from Burger King while I'm watching my favorite gamer rip some COD.
Mm-hmm. Those rooms are like pretty spammy regardless.
They are pretty spammy.
The popular ones.
They are.
I think it's worth it though. Get in before you get banned and get like low cost for a bunch of visibility. Yeah. Even if they get shut down, it's probably going to be worth it.
And then a lot of the streamers
you've heard about it, so it's been in the news.
100%.
Like that.
And so a lot of the streamers that had the ad play on their video, they're like, okay, like, are you going to sponsor me? Are you going to give me money? And like, they responded on Twitter because everybody went to Twitter and was like, and Burger King replied, "We gave you $5."
Wow.
So
good for them though. Burger King, I don't think are owned by Yum Foods, this big parent company, but they own Taco Bell and KFC,
Tim Hortons,
and Pizza Hut. Yeah, and most of their brands that they own have like really lucrative kind of guerrilla marketing. Mm-hmm. Like they're really good on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like there's like clapping back to other brands.
Yep.
Like they're just more out of the box, and I don't think Burger King is owned by them. Maybe they are.
I just know that Burger King owns Tim Hortons and I believe Popeyes.
Okay. Well, maybe so then.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But with that being said, guys, support your local restaurant. They need your money more than Burger King does right now. So yeah, that was interesting. I don't really know how I feel about it. I feel like from a sheer marketing perspective, it's brilliant. They probably paid a few $100, depending on how many streams they did it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know. I mean, like, like it's not like other social advertising isn't an interruption to what you're doing online.
Yeah.
Like if you watch a video and there's an ad, that's not like a pleasant experience, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing,
You don't experience that.
nothing new in my opinion. Well, I watch ads all the time.
Okay.
I do have it turned off on YouTube, but like, you know, on Instagram, on Facebook, there's ads.
Mm-hmm.
On any news site, there's ads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't get away from it.
No.
You know, and what's funny is even with YouTube Premium, like there are in-video ads.
Yeah.
That
like the creator
sponsors.
Yeah.
So you know, there's no way you can just live a life of free of ads.
Yeah.
Void of ads.
Yeah.
For us as marketers, at least we can take like inspiration from it.
Yeah.
You know, see ads that you respect. Like that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I do that for any of our clients, but
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. What else is new?
There is a presidential debate.
Yes.
And I remember 4 years ago, you were enthralled in the presidential debates.
Yeah.
You were watching everyone, I think you said.
Yep.
But I remember 2016 era Quinton, that was your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So are you excited for tomorrow?
Absolutely. I'll be watching it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very interesting. And a few episodes ago, we talked about Joe Rogan had been talking to Trump or Trump's associates or whatever about hosting a debate.
I haven't heard much about that.
I don't know if he's going to be hosting, if it's just going to be some big surprise or whatever. I think that would still be very interesting. Mm-hmm. We also found out, I think it was yesterday or today, Trump's tax returns came back or whatever. Right. And he paid a total of like $750 in income tax, federal income tax.
That's not news.
It's not really news. And everyone on the left, so to speak, is saying, "Oh, this is gonna do it. This is gonna be the thing." I don't think Biden has the stamina to battle against him in a debate. Number one, and number two, if the whole scandal with the grab her by the didn't really pan out, I don't think this is gonna end his. Yeah, it's just whatever. Yeah, they're just grasping at strings at this point.
Yeah, I think. Like, there are people much richer than him.
Mm-hmm. Who pay much less in income tax.
Yeah. You know, so this is nothing new.
No.
You know, a lot of people already knew this. I think even despite what's happening now to small business and the economy because of COVID, Trump has an excellent track record with what he's done for the economy in his time. And I don't think that COVID is going to take that away from him.
No.
You know, how much credit you can really give him for what's going on. Maybe we're just at a certain stage in the debt cycle or whatever it may be. The economy was doing fantastic before COVID, and a lot of people liken that to Trump.
Yep.
So I think that's going to be hard to take away from him. What kind of stuff are you looking for tomorrow when you watch?
Largely entertainment.
Are there any topics that...
Man, there's nothing that's going to be talked about that's going to be constructive. This is a popularity contest. It's sad. I'm not looking for any, like when I watched the debates in Canada when we had our election. Canadian politics is a whole other thing right now that we don't necessarily have to get into. It was more formal. It was more like talking about some of the serious issues that are going on. But even in the 2016, like there wasn't a whole lot going on. It was bashing. So it's more of an entertainment thing than anything for me. Yeah, I'm not really looking for them to say anything noteworthy or any crazy thing that's going to happen. But next week, we can talk. Exactly. Yeah. There's no substance to it.
I think there's going to be talk about the U.S.-China trade stuff.
Sure. Okay.
And what's going on there. I'm curious to know how that's going to go over with Biden's camp because, you know, Trump is being very vocal about like a lot of his anti-China trade policy ideas.
Yep.
Whereas Biden hasn't. So I wonder if Trump's going to use that to his advantage and maybe try to push Biden to take a stance one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know, because Biden hasn't been vocal about any of this stuff.
No.
And I mean, he's not the president, so
no.
Take from it what you may.
I saw some clip of Joe saying when he's been in the Senate for 200 years or something like it was some crazy clip or whatever. I don't know, man. I am not American. I am center of the political spectrum.
Sure you are.
I am, and so we'll see what happens. It sucks that these two are at the running.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I was a supporter of Andrew Yang rest in peace to his campaign.
Yeah.
He was beat out by Biden.
Yeah. He seemed like a smart guy.
Yeah. Well, that works against him, right? He's not a marketing genius as Trump is.
Yeah.
So for better or worse, but yeah, I think Trump may force Biden into some like heavy-handed stance on what we're going to do to China and what we're going to do to TikTok and trade.
Yeah, you know he's prepping right now.
Right, because it's either are you anti-China or are you just going to let China walk all over the U.S.?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I think Biden may get manipulated into taking some kind of heavy-handed stance one way or another.
Yeah, we'll see.
The TikTok deal got, well, not the deal, the ban, sorry, I should say. The ban got postponed indefinitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying how I think it's a lose-lose last week.
Yeah.
And this just kind of proves it. I don't think there's going to be any kind of agreement remotely close to what Trump said is going to happen.
What are the odds that this is just a large PR stunt for Trump coming into the election, another anti-China, kind of grabbing China by the neck?
I think this is a multifaceted strategy.
Yeah.
And is that a part of it? Most definitely.
Yeah.
I think it is. But basically, you know, where we're at now is ByteDance, the TikTok owner, wants to give 20% ownership of TikTok Global, the spin-off company.
Mm-hmm.
Trump says majority stake or nothing. So to get from over 50% ownership from 20% now, I just see no way how this is going to work.
No.
And basically, TikTok was arguing that this is just a move to hurt TikTok in the short term, to ban it early before a decision is made. Because what does that really accomplish? The decision hasn't been made yet.
Exactly.
So they've agreed to postpone it for now, but it doesn't look good for what the U.S. wants.
No. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So
This
I
whole
guess
thing's just been a sham.
Next week we'll talk a little bit about are you going to watch the presidential debate?
Yeah, I'll probably tune in.
Yeah. I don't know what time it's at or anything.
Neither do I.
Yeah, so we could go over the Tesla battery day. Little million mile battery got announced.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the highlights. It was a really long stream.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. It was pretty technical.
Yeah, it was a lot of technical stuff going on with a lot of battery science and what have you. But it sounds like they made some major improvements. 50% improvement here, longer battery. They're mining closer to the factory, supply chain, blah, blah, blah. It sounds pretty cool.
This was enormous.
Yeah.
I think an important thing to remember for a lot of outsiders and investors looking in, Elon Musk is not Steve Jobs. You know, Steve Jobs would spend months rehearsing presentations in advance. And you can tell like how flawlessly a lot of their marketing is executed, that it's so polished and so well done.
Yep.
Whereas Elon Musk just kind of gets on stage and tells you about the advancements pretty blatantly.
Yep.
And if you understand them, then great. If you don't, then look into it.
Yep.
And that's kind of it.
Yep.
So it was reflected in the stock price.
Mm-hmm.
What the sentiment was, people just grasp onto a few like taglines and
like
keywords.
I did.
Like they're not going to hit certain targets for 2 or 3 years. And people just read in the simplest terms possible, oh, they're far away from their goal.
Yeah.
Equals bad.
Yeah.
Right, so the stock took a little dive. Things are doing better now, but it's just they don't have that same kind of marketing magic that an Apple has.
Yeah,
and I think in the short term, you could argue that hurts them. But one guy that I look to, I watched an interview, is this guy called Sandy Monroe, who owns a company in the U.S. called Monroe and Associates, and basically they sell they're basically an engineering company that sells research on how to build vehicles. So they work in like automotive, aviation, military, defense, aerospace. And basically what they do is they take apart vehicles and machines from OEMs, analyze every single piece of the build, and tell the manufacturers how to do it better. So Sandy's company, they've taken apart the Japanese cars, the German cars, the American cars. They've disassembled a BMW into the 120,000 pieces that it is. And they tell them, eliminate this, solder these two things together, make this carbon fiber, eliminate this. And basically these companies will pay the will send them a vehicle and pay them to consult and tell them how to do things to make them faster, cheaper, safer. So he's worked with a lot of Teslas as well as the competition, and he was just absolutely ecstatic. I watched one of his interviews a couple months ago, and I watched some of what he said about the battery day after it happened.
Yeah.
And he was just saying, like, they're so far ahead, it's not even funny. He said Elon Musk is notorious for under-promising and over-delivering. So he said he wouldn't be surprised if you could cut the timelines in half.
Yeah.
So they have the best engines on the market. And this is a guy who's
awesome.
disassembled every Toyota, every Ford, like piece by piece.
Yeah.
So I take that as really high praise for them.
Yeah.
They work with all the batteries that they use. So to hear that from somebody who's like an expert in the field, he said people in his trade and in that industry are freaking out about it.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
And he thinks it's like kind of like a manipulation tactic to the businesses that he's competing with. He wants to make them think they still have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Even though they're so far ahead.
Yeah.
So that really wowed me.
Yeah, for sure.
To hear it from somebody like that. So look into, if anybody's interested, look into Sandy Monroe, and he can kind of break it down to a layman what the battery day meant and how far in advance they
Cool.
are.
I'm going to look into that too.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, man. All right. I've got places to be. You've got things to do. We're going to wrap this episode up here. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode, and we will see you next week. Peace.
See you guys.